Most people want to start selling digital products, but they don't, not because they're lazy, but because they're confused. What should I sell? How do I make it? How will people even find it? And no one tells you the simple version. The version that works when you have no audience, no tools, and no clue where to begin. When I say this is going to be the only video you need to get started, I mean it. And all I'm asking is for 15 minutes of your undivided attention. I'm going to give you a clear, actionable blueprint of exactly how to start your digital product business step by step. Make sure you take notes, and make sure if you have to lock yourself up in a room, take this entire training. Do not skip any parts, and you will literally have a business ready by the end of this video. First things first, often people misunderstand when we say what to create. Of course, if you're trying to create a digital product or if you're trying to start a business, the first question that you have is what product to create. And as soon as we talk about digital product, the first question people get in their mind is, am I going to create an ebook? Am I going to create a course? Am I going to create an app? I don't know. I don't have the skills. No. When it comes to what product to create, we are not talking about what is the format of the product. Simply think about what you can help people with. Simply think about what is that piece of information that you can help someone with. Alright, I'll give you an example. Let's say you are an international student and you are juggling maybe 2 part-time jobs with your studies. So you have actionable stuffs like how to get an A+ while juggling 2 part-time jobs, or how to take care of nutrition while juggling 2 part-time jobs with your studies, how to reduce stress and anxiety while you're taking your exams. That is the problem you're solving. So when we talk about what are we solving, we are actually talking about what are we selling. We are actually talking about what problem we are solving. That's the simple thing. We will talk about how to package it, but we don't need to talk about anything else. Next comes the niche. And as soon as I say niche, beginners go overwhelmed. They feel like, okay, this is something I don't know. This is just a fancy word of the area or the domain or the kind of people you're targeting. It's nothing more than that. So let's just say, build on our example of an international student who's juggling multiple part-time jobs with their studies. It could be, the niche could be education. It could be personal development. Niche could be stress management. Niche simply could be growth. Alright? If you have to see that these are big industries, these are big keywords, so the relatability reduces, and that is why people say have your niche, pick a niche, so that relatability keeps intact. But what we are trying to understand is, we are trying to understand a niche here. Whatever keywords come to your mind, write it down. Once you write those keywords down, think about the kind of people you're targeting. So in your case, you're targeting international students, or you're simply targeting students who are doing a part-time job and who are, taking care of their education. So obviously, there's an age group. Ideally, by data, it's 18 to 30. It can be anything, but it's 18 to 30. There's no gender. It can be any gender. If you are a male or female, you might attract that audience, because obviously, when you look into the camera, when you create content, you can attract that audience. And you can simply narrow it down with, let's say you are into IT, or you're studying journalism, or you're studying an MBA. Maybe you can narrow it down with the stream of education that you are in, because it makes you more relatable. Like I said, if I am an IT engineer, I will have more examples to share as an IT engineer. My routine can be different as an IT engineer. My job looks different as an IT engineer. So for me, juggling a part-time IT job will be different from someone juggling a nursing part-time job. And that is exactly how you niche it down. That's how simple it is. If you want to narrow it down further, you can think about specific types, like I talked about streams of education. You can think about what is your age, what is your background. Let's say, for example, I'm Indian. Maybe I want to target Indian students in Australia, Indian students in Canada, and that is all niching down it is. So the next step that you have to take is niching down, and that's it. Once you have, and once you know what exactly you are trying to create, once you have that question and answer to that question. Okay, this is what I'm trying to create. If you still haven't figured it out, ask these questions to yourself. What is the biggest thing people come to me for help? What is the one thing that I'm so confident that even if I'm sleeping, someone comes and asks me, hey, can you help me with this? I'll be able to do it in my sleep. Okay, if you don't have that skill, think about that skill. Everyone has that, and build that skill while you can. It will not take you a lot of time. Once you have what product to create, once you have what niche to create, now think about the format of delivery. As soon as I say the format of delivery, you might think of an ebook, you might think of a course, you might think of audio files, right? Content can be a product, and with subscriptions to multiple platforms, you can even sell content. But if you're trying to sell a tangible digital product people can keep with themselves, you definitely need to have these formats and files for yourself. It can even be websites, apps, blogs. It can be AI assistants. People think making AI assistants is difficult. Let me tell you, it's the easiest thing. I have a whole tutorial on it, a whole free tutorial. I'll link it in the description. But you choose a format that you think is comfortable for you to create. When I say comfortable, I don't mean that you will have no discomfort. If you're a beginner, you might have some discomfort. You might have to record videos again and again because you're new, so you're trying to get that confidence. But when I say comfortable, I mean that you know that you can do this. You have to practice it more, but you know you can do this. So when whatever format comes to your mind that you are comfortable with and you can create fast, that's the keyword here. A product, a format you can create fast. Let me tell you, creating a course is the fastest. I know you might not agree, but once you record one video, you'll see how easy it is then to keep writing tons and tons of pages. But whatever format feels fast for you, go ahead and do that. If you feel like, okay, there are some formats where you don't have the necessary skills, like websites and app might feel more advanced to you, don't do that. We're just trying to launch a first MVP product or a product simply where we can share this value with people. Once you have that format picked out, now let's talk about creating that format. I have a whole free course where you can learn how to create your first digital product using Canva and Chatgpt, and I specifically focus on ebooks. If you want to grab that, I'll link that in the description as well. Let's say for this example, we have taken that you can create an ebook, and with my free course, you'll be able to create that ebook in less than 2 days, so you don't have to worry about it. This is the format that we are choosing. Once we have the format ready, now comes the creation. Like I said, whether it's an ebook, whether it's a course, whatever medium that is, how do you create an ebook? You can write a Word document. You can go to tools like Canva and simply take out template. Just type on the search bar, just type ebook, and you will get a free template, multiple free templates to create your ebooks. I actually create all of my ebooks in Canva, and I create a lot of faster resources simply in Google Docs or simply in a Word document. When you're creating products that you actually help people with, when you're creating products people need a solution for and they need it fast, trust me when I say this, they don't care how pretty it looks. You want to create pretty, you want to have it on your brand, great. But as long as you're figuring it out, as long as you keep going, you keep improvising, your first product is good to go, even if it is a Word document. So don't worry about that. Once you have that created, and because of the free course, you will learn exactly how to do that with the help of Chatgpt. This format is done. Now you have the product, you know exactly what problem you're solving, you have the niche ready, and you know the format that you're delivering in. Now comes hosting. And look, I always tell my students when they're overwhelmed, I tell them that hosting is totally optional. We are only hosting products because we want to sell them on autopilot so that we don't have to constantly deliver something. But if you're still figuring it out, you can do that. So you can start a free Instagram account and you can start selling products. As soon as someone asks, you can ask for a payment and you can then deliver it via Google Drive. That's how easy it is. But as I speak, you feel like, okay, this doesn't look like a business. It looks like I'm just trying to chase a sale or just trying to sell something. And I agree. And that is why I'm going to recommend tools like SystemIO,
and SuperProfile, where you can host your products in a day. SystemIO is completely free to use, up to 3 sales pages. And SuperProfile, you have a very small subscription fee. You will actually be mind blown how small the subscription fee is per month, but you can get a 14-day free trial. So you can literally start the day you're starting to sell, and for 14 days, you can make your income for free. These are the hosting platforms where you can host your ebooks, you can host your courses, you can take coaching, and you can also accept payments. Once you have hosted your product in any platform, now you're going to go and sell it. Once you start hosting your product, you create a sales page for checkout. And creating a sales page for checkout, again, I have a full tutorial on how you can create a sales page and the tools that you can use. I have a full tutorial on SystemIO. I'll again link it in the description. Make sure that you check it out. Once you have that, you can literally create that sales page in a day, or maybe 2, or in a weekend, and you're ready to sell. So this is all that you need to do. If you have ever created a PDF, if you have ever created a Word document, you already know how to create a digital product. If you have ever recorded a video on your phone, you already know how to create a digital product. You just need to know how to package it and sell it. And with hosting platforms like SuperProfile and SystemIO, and selling platforms like SuperProfile and SystemIO, it's so easy. You can do it in less than 10 minutes. Once we are done with all of that, now comes the part where we sell it, where we promote it. And my favorite choice obviously is social media. Whether you go for YouTube, whether you go for Instagram, whether you go for any other social media platform, these are completely free. So once you have your entire product ready, your only job is to go and talk about your product on social media. Now you'll tell me, talking about my product on social media, really, who's going to listen about me talking about my product? Yes, social media works on attraction marketing, and here's the tip I'm going to give you. Instead of going and trying to sell your product first, you got to go and sell your skill first, sell your brand first, sell your help first. And here's the thing, you're not selling it, you're actually giving away for free. You give away so much value for free that you almost give away your entire paid product for free. And then you can have CTAs at the end of your post that say, if you want to buy it, or if you want more info, I have a whole product that can help you, and then you can share the link with people. So yes, you do not have to go and talk about your product from day one. You have to soft sell your product through value-based content. This is all you need to do to start selling your digital products. Like I said, I have a free course where I teach you how to create your first digital product, and I have a course where I teach you how to launch your first profitable product in less than 48 hours. All of the strategies that I use to launch my product in less than 48 hours, and these strategies are changing the game for my students. So once you have a product ready, you can literally go and start selling it on social media. If you want to create your first ebook, if you want to learn how to create your first digital product with Chatgpt, I have a free course. I'll link it in the description. And I also have a 48-hour challenge where I share all of my strategies of how I create and launch profitable digital products in less than 48 hours. I'll link it in the description, and I'll see you inside.
So you don't need a massive audience. You don't need to blow up overnight. You need a problem you solved, a product that helps, and a system that sells, and 1,000 people who really care. I hope this video was helpful. I'll see you in the next one.